That's 2 times. Y'all know the vibes though.
Ooh la la, are we winning?
She go.
Ooh la la, are we winning?
They like.
Ooh la la, are we winning?
We go.
Ooh la la, are we winning?
Okay.
Ooh la la, are we winning?
2-step, like.
Ooh la la,
Are we? Ooh la la.
are we winning?
She like. Ooh la la. Looking for M's like I lost a friend. Hop out of the bed like, where's the bread? What it do, people? You're now tuned in. Popovich TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic, that feeling. Back up in here one more again. So if it's your first time, then thank you. Over here we deal with sports, hip-hop, entertainment, Popovisms 101, and motivation. If that sound like something you can rock with, then before you exit and diddy to the left, hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, smash that notification bell, so when I upload the videos, you get alerted. You get alerted when I upload the videos. And if it's not your first time, and you've been rocking with the channel, thank you. But you know how I do. You know how I start the show. Tony, there was no other way. We in the end game now. We in the end game. And we in the end game, people, because you see the thumbnail, you know what I mean? Or you see the title, rather. And you see, the Beard, he came out. He spoke today. And Ben Simmons, you know what I mean? The young phenom, former Philadelphia 76er. He spoke out today. And, we got to hear both of their sides, both of what they had to say. And it's kind of like they've been pitted against each other. Even though when you're on the court, it's me against you, one-on-one. I'm going to give you this work. And I'm L. Trashington. But you know what I mean. You get the point. But it don't really... Let's start with Ben Simmons first. Let's start with Ben. He's the one that's been out. He's the one that's wasn't right up here. So he was saying, and as he continued to say now, and for those that suffer with mental health, and no matter on what level, and I'm sure it's levels to it, just like it's levels to everything, you got to take it seriously. So he came out, and because people in the comments, y'all know, since I've been running through these YouTube streets, running through these social media platforms, and they should have never, right. I'm in the comments to see what it's hitting for and checking the temperature. You know what I mean? Shout out to Miss JP, BX, stand up. And people, for the most part, was like, he took the high road, and that he didn't, speak ill or come out, with bad words and just like totally like, yeah, fuck them niggas. You know what I mean? Like 2 times. And everything they stand for, etc. He pretty much was just like, they didn't know what was going on with me at the time. And it's not just the last game, that when it all, boiled over, if you will. And one of the reporters, some of the questions the reporters was asking was like, wow, crazy, and just like, what's the purpose of wasting the question? You know what I mean? Like, but anyway, he said a lot of people didn't know what was going on. And then another time he did say they had some inclinations of what was transpiring. But ultimately, I think what I took from it, the Ben Simmons side, is that all that money he lost, and I spoke about it in the other video I did. I spoke about Ben Simmons and stuff that was going on with him, my thoughts, I was putting pretty much with him and Antonio Brown, and even Antonio Brown sidebar came out and was like, they try to paint the picture and the narrative that something was wrong with him mentally, but it really wasn't. And obviously the first, steps, so they say, sitting in AA meetings and sitting in certain meetings when you lock, and they make you do this shit, etc., etc. First step, But they say you have to admit that something is wrong, And in his case, he just pretty much was like he's still trying to get better. I did like that line of questioning, like, all right, you saying you're doing everything that you need to do to get back on the court. You ramping it up. You know, these are his words. I'm ramping it up. And even Kevin Durant, when he came out, he spoke. He said, you know, with the new guys and new pieces, we got to ramp it up. It was like, well, what are you doing? And, you know, he gave his little workout regiments, a little bit, Pilates, of all things that he named. And, you know, staying strong and staying in the gym. But again, what I took from what he was saying is peace of mind is everything. You know what I mean? And whether it's you're going through something mentally and it's a mental health issue, or just having a peace of mind and alleviating certain type of stresses, you know what I mean? And everyday anxiety and stuff that can get you down, because we all can be beaten on, you know what I mean? And you see the multiple, you know, you see the many, you know, memes and pictures of, you know, various ways that life can, you know, affect us as humans that occupy the earth. So for him to come out and say, you know, I ain't really care about the money, and it wasn't about that, it just was pretty much about me getting right up here, I can relate. And I give you an example. I know somebody that's, you know, was getting it, you know what I mean, and doing their 1-2s, etc. They had you know, and you know, they say like it's certain like monumental things that happen in your life that shape you, you know what I mean, at certain different ages and stages of your life. Well, anyway, what happened with him is what happened with him. I won't get into that. But then like the next day, you know, it was just like some life altering. And it didn't happen overnight. Like Rome wasn't built overnight. But it was a quick process, but a slow process. And it just was like, nah, I'm good. Like I'm never, you know what I mean? Like never. And then you hear people that's down, right? Real quick, another example. I know I'm not an angel. I've been inside, you know what I mean? Know what it's like to lose, to feel so desperately that you're right, yet to fail, like chasing the bag or doing whatever you're doing for the purpose that you think you're doing it for. And then when people get locked, you hear like fathers, or, you know, you hear sons be like, just want to get back to my mom's, or I don't care if I be broke again when I go to the street. I just want to be with my family, or I just want my freedom. I just want a peace of mind to go in the refrigerator, open it up, drink some orange juice, then Harlem Nights. And why you ain't drink all the orange juice? You leave only a swallow in here. But you hear grown men, you know what I mean? Like I said, sons and fathers, etc. Like, damn, I just want to be home with my moms. Or again, I just want to be home with my son. And they be sincere in these moments. You know what I mean? They do. Truly, I believe them, unless I'm just a sucker for just believing everything that people say. But I do believe them in this time of them opening up and showing their true colors. However, there's a but to that. Like, reverse it. The reverse side is these same people, a lot of them, and some of these people is in and out. So this is, you know, you're dubbed a career criminal. But when they home, when they get back home, some of them may, you know, for a few months, depending on how much time they did, depending on how much, you know what I mean, the time put a beating on them. Because make no mistake about it, I could open up the Gmail right now, and I got mad people on JPay, like, yeah, I got 20 years, and I just tired of this shit, Lee. I just want to get the fuck out. It's people that just want to get the fuck out. Open up the refrigerator, get that little sip of orange juice that somebody left in there. Maybe they brother, or their sister, or their wife, or their kids or something. You know what I mean? And when they get home, again, to drive the point home, when they get home for a few months or whatever, they may stick to that script. Just be around their family, be around their kids. But society, having access to more options, your time is, you know, taken away now. You're not just inside on a strict regiment, so to speak. This is what you're doing every day for your duration that's there. And I'm a person that did 10, over 10. So it is a duration in the process, you know, every day pretty much, unless you try to switch it up and you even have people, this is going a little further, make schedules just to try to break up the monotony. So again, you know, he just like, it wasn't worth none of that. Even the 20 million that I lost, he lost 20 million. You know what I mean? Like, niggas will kill you for $5 a quarter, you know what I mean? You road rage, you know what I mean, somebody, and get out, pop, kill a person over nothing. He lost 20 million in less than a season, you know what I mean? But he said, you know, this is what I took. He said a lot of stuff. They asked him a couple of basketball questions and woo, And, obviously he think they're going to be a good team. I think they're going to be a good team too. And as a person that bets, you know what I mean? Like we had Boston tonight, so I got the Boston hat over Philly, you know what I mean? Can't see, let me turn it a little bit, you know what I mean? Yeah, I ain't like that. We had Boston over Philly tonight. Yeah, kid, that feeling. And on the basketball court, they're going to do well. But out of everything that he said, I pretty much just took, you know, having a peace of mind. Some people, like, damn, why he leave her? Or why she leave him? He was everything, 6-pack, 6 tall, money, etc. Then you hear them say, their reasons. Now let's spin to the beard. You know what I mean? Because I was surprised. I mean, I'm not going to say I was shocked and amazed. Like when you put the beat on, and y'all know I be playing when I say that. Rest in peace, Bismarck. But when you put the beat on, I'm not really shocked and amazed with a lot of things. You know what I mean? But I really was like, with the side eye. Because maybe that's where he really wanted to go from the get-go. And that is James Harden. So, his interview from the one I seen, they had Dan Morey and the owner and all that. You know what I mean? And for the most part, they was asking them questions side by side. So it was like jump in, jump out. But one of the reporters pretty much was like, in the last 18 months or so, you've been on 3 teams. And immediately I thought, like, all right, well, you came from OKC. You did the Harden, Westbrook. Y'all lost to LeBron in the finals. And pretty much when you went to Houston, he was pretty much there until he wasn't. And we already know he came out of shape, etc. Then came to Brooklyn for a little while, balled out, thought he was going to win. But what he said was, this always was the destination. And so that leads me to say, out of what James Harden said, and yesterday was Valentine's Day. I don't celebrate. Y'all know, if you know, you know. I try to go live, but I see I had to update my phone and the software. Try to go live twice, and I just like, all right, fuck it, on to the next. You know what I mean? And so we here today, back one more again. But he was like, he always wanted to go to Philly. And so it got me to thinking, like, when relationship-wise, when you see a lot of people breaking up and they not, you know what I mean? It's like, you need to get if he don't want to love you, right? Like, he gonna be where he want to be, and it ain't where he's at. It ain't where he's at. Is where he want to be. That work for women as well. Like they might be using you for your resources in the background, but on that back line, it's some other nigga. Like, you know what I mean? Getting your time. And so I'm not gonna say that he acted out, and because honestly he was balling. He was in MVP considerations last year. And when him and Kyrie played, like, they was just putting up phenomenal numbers. I don't think he was dogging it then. And obviously, when the relationship is good, then shit is going to be good. Then when you go through a few rough patches, or you may get it, a decrease in pay, or certain things just things is not hitting as they say, as it once was. So you start feeling some type of way. You start noticing shit that you probably overlooked during the infatuation phase, or just going through the motions and however y'all, deal with each other on an everyday basis. But obviously, when it's frustration, when it's stress, when it's always like bad energy, and you just, you don't want to be around that person no more because just the vibe that they're giving off. You know what I mean? And it's awkward silences and shit like that. And I'm speaking from experience, obviously, on the good and the bad. Y'all know I've been married before, let me see this shit, you know what I mean? And it was a life learning lesson. And for a lot of people, it is that have to, get those papers, file, or get served the papers. And you be saying, like Thanos, I know what it's like to lose, to feel so desperately that you're right, yet to fail. And it's like, damn, I thought I was doing good. I thought shit was going good, but it wasn't. That the person you was with, because of a lack of communication. And then I'll speak to this. Kyrie, when he was speaking in the media, he was like, when we talked a few times talking about James Harden, and then you see what Kevin Durant came, he pretty much too, like, yo, I'm happy everybody got what they want. We just want people that want to be here. And that's why I just put it to this, because I got to get out of here. Oh, but you're black. When you hear, and I speak to the black and brown, I'm black and brown, you know what I mean? When you hear people be like, oh, they profiled me, or, oh, they treated me a certain way, and instantly what comes to mind, I think it was the black chick at some restaurant. Her son had either some Nike sneakers on, or some sneakers, or even a shirt, and it was, being a little funny style with them. But then she pointed out the other, you know what I mean, and was like, well, he pretty much got the same shit on. Why y'all not bothering them? And then people always be like, well, why the fuck they going to their business or why they spending their money there? Because that's your money, son. Like Scott Van Pelt, that's your money. That's why even I may listen to what somebody else say about a bet or, where they going to put their money, but ultimately it's my money. So I have to, I'm the one that's going to put the money up, lose or win. And so why are you going to these places if they going to treat you like that? And the same thing is, why are you going to fuck with somebody that's treating you like you just the resources for the fellas in the back in the era of get the bag? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Get the bag. I niggas under pressure to get stuff yesterday. And I'd be so happy because it's like, shit, I don't wake up with those thoughts. I don't think about going to get no flowers, no cards, no candy, none of that shit. And that's not to say that I don't do those things or that you shouldn't do those things. If you're in a relationship, you want to keep your woman happy, you want to keep your man happy. Ladies, you need to do those things to keep them happy. But you don't got to do it on February 14th when they jacking up the prices. Like, I mean, it's like the stock market. Oh, you're going to buy at, let's say $10, but now on a certain day of the year, shit is going for $80. Oh, yeah, it's all for sale. Like, people put their business all on YouTube, all on social media, it's all for sale. The Truman Show. So when I know on a certain day, shit is going up to $80, and I just cop this shit for $10, come on. The store's open. And so it's big business. It's long lines, it's reservations, it's all this bubblegum bullshit that I'm glad I don't participate in, but I know some people that know some people that's involved. And it's like, yeah, every time these times come around, it's pressure to perform. You get to the end of the night, you ain't even performing well because you so under pressure. Some of you know what I mean? Like, but it is what it is. James Harden, he wanted to be where he wanted to be. I'm not going to say he acted out to get where he wanted to be, maybe in Houston. Then he got to Philly, even though that just was a pit stop, according to him. Ladies and gentlemen, Rick the Ruler, like, you know what I mean? Shout outs to him. That's a classic how he opened up, you know what I mean? Opened up with flair, you know what I mean? Biting mad nigga style nowadays, everybody sound the same. But ladies and gentlemen, never play to her, you know what I mean? Especially the fellas. And this is more so because men are, we're supposed to, or we're held to the resources. When you go out with a woman on a date, you ain't expecting her to pull out and pay. You know what I mean? She's expecting you to pull out and pay. Whether you pay or not, something different. But what I'm saying is the standards is different. So fellas don't never get played for somebody that want to be with somebody else, or especially on the back line, yet and still you the one that's always, and they playing you. You know what I mean? Don't get played for the resources. If they want to be somewhere else, let them go that way. You know what I mean? And as far as Ben Simmons, because today's Transformation Tuesdays, what you working on, how you working it, and is it working for you? Because everybody out in the real world, we want to know. Everybody don't got it figured out. 30, 40, yeah, you got people in the 60s still figuring it out. You can say, damn, how? But life is fast. And it's even faster when you're living fast and you're not slowing up to smell of roses. But you know what it is. It's your boy, Popovich TV. That's my show. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, so we do a few things that we like to do. Shout out to my nigga Tango, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna fuck around and do the bingo shit because, like I said, I've been running through these YouTube streets, running through these social media alleyways, and they should have never. At least that's how I feel. Like, got one of the best shits rolling. But the views is a little, you know what I mean, a little low, I'm not gonna lie. And it's like, all right, you know what I mean? So he been telling me about the bingo live shit. And, I might jump on over that stuff. Well, that and TikTok is the only social media platforms I haven't really jumped on. The whole Asian, you know what I mean, the spyware, and they got all that shit anyway, Russia about to fight. It's always some shit. Like, you know what I mean? They got money for playing, they really say they got money for wars, but they can't feed the poor, yet they want to, vax and, back it up and vax that ass up and get everybody up out of here. Like, you know what I mean? So, shout outs to my peoples. You know what I mean? Hello, hi. They want to get everybody out of here. So it's like, you going to still fund wars and do all this type. And Tupac said that shit back when? Like, exactly. You know what I mean? So We gonna fuck with the bingo live shit. I may jump and I may do both of them shits one day together and see what it's hitting for. But we authentic, that feeling back up in here one more again. Yeah, kid.